Today in the video I'm gonna show you how to do the CAYO PERICO heist in 2025. It's still one of the best ways of making money in GTA Online, and I guess before GTA 6 comes out we are not gonna get like anything better to make more money than this heist. Okay, let's first talk about the primary targets. That is gonna be your standard payout, and then the secondary targets in this heist. For the primary targets, there are 5 targets in the game, but most of the time actually 4, because Rockstar doesn't put the Panther statue that often in the game, only for special occasions, and it also has the highest payout, so probably that's why. For the secondary targets, there are 5, but if you want to do this solo, actually only 4, because if you want to get the gold, you have to be with minimum 2 players or try a glitch to get to the gold, but most of the time this gets patched or this takes way too long to do the elite challenge, so in my opinion it's not worth it. On the screen now you can see how quick the secondary targets are gonna fill up your bags. While cash takes the longest with 4 stacks, the green stuff and the white stuff is gonna fill up your bag way quicker. The first thing we have to do is go into your Kozatska and walk up to the planning screen. Here you can start the heist. The heist will cost you 100k. If you want the maximum payout for this heist, you have to do it in hard mode. Hard mode can be activated once you complete the CAYO PERICO heist first in normal mode. Then there's gonna be a cooldown like shown on screen. After this cooldown, Pavel is gonna send you a message that you can start the heist again. You have 48 minutes to come back to the Kozatska and start the heist in hard mode. On screen you can see the benefits of hard mode. For the preps, I highly recommend the Sparrow. The Sparrow will set you back 1.8 million, but can be stored in the Kozatska and will make the preps way easier and way quicker. Start the scope out mission and sit down in the driver's seat of the Kozatska. Fast travel as near as possible to the checkpoint, then after enter the Sparrow in your moonpool and fly to the checkpoint. When you arrive at the checkpoint, there is gonna be a couple enemies trying to defend the Vellum. Take them out and enter the Vellum. Then head over to the checkpoints that is gonna be shown on your map. It's always gonna be the same checkpoint that you have to go to, that is right under in the map next to the harbor. For this prep I highly recommend to do this in an invite only session. The Vellum is not that quick, and if you're gonna do this in a public session, you're gonna be at high risk that somebody's gonna take you down with an Oppressor Mark II that's flying around the city. When you arrive at the island, immediately make a right turn and head for the hangar. Once you enter the hangar, head over all the way to the back and there's gonna be a fence. At this fence you take out your phone and you take a picture of the loot that's on the table and you send this to Pavel. Make sure to take a picture of every single type of loot on the table and send this to Pavel. Once you have done this, turn around and follow the same path that I take in this video. You will find a ladder that takes you up. Here you will find some more loot if you're lucky. Take also a picture individually of the stacks of loot on the tables and send this to Pavel. Okay, now we have done this, we can head out of the hangar and we are gonna cross the airstrip. Now we head over to the lounge area next to the airstrip. Behind the lounge area there's this tiny shed that also contains some loot sometimes. Also take pictures of this and send this to Pavel and then we're done at the airstrip. Now the most important step of this scope out mission. We're gonna head over to the communication tower. Make sure to pay good attention to the route I'm taking. For me this is the easiest route that there is. First, grab yourself a vehicle, a car or a motorbike, it doesn't really matter. As soon as we leave the airstrip, we immediately make a right turn into the bush. Here we continue straight to the party area. When we enter the party area, make sure to watch out when you leave the area through the gate. Sometimes there's somebody up ahead, a guard that can be watching your direction. What I always do when I leave the party area, I immediately go right into the bush again, so the camera doesn't see me up ahead, and then I will park my motorbike against the fence. Watch out for the guy in the tower, the guard in the tower, because sometimes he can see you when he's switching his position. Then I will go through the fence and immediately make a right turn. This I will all do on foot, because I find it the easiest. Sometimes there's a quad or this car you can take, but I just go straight on foot. I mainly do this on foot because all the leaves in the trees can stop you, or like you get stuck behind them with your car or the motorbike. So for me it's easier to do this on foot. Make sure to pay attention to the guard in the tower. As soon as he switches his position, you can continue like I show on the screen. We will cross the road and then we head into the farm. Make sure to keep a bit on the left when you walk through the farm. As soon as you walk out of the farm, there's gonna be a guard in the tower on the right. If you're too far to the right, the guard is gonna see you, so make sure to stay on the left. When you're past everything, then you can just walk up the mountain and there's gonna be no guards left until you're at the communication tower. If there's a guard next to the communication tower, that means that the box is gonna be higher up and not on bottom level. If there's no guard, that means that the box is gonna be on bottom level. Okay, let me explain how this works. The X is gonna be times 10. The two diagonal stripes with the normal stripe is gonna be times 2. And the square with the stripe in the middle is gonna be times 1. So if I connect the 5 with the square and the stripe in the middle is gonna be times 1, so that means 5. If I connect the 5 with the stripe and the two diagonal stripes through it, it's gonna be times 2, so that's gonna be 10. And if I connect the 5 with the X, it's gonna be times 10 and makes it 50. Now that you know this, just connect the numbers together till you make the number that you have to do. It's like a tiny math question, but it's fairly simple if you know how it works. Bring up your phone and enter the Bring up your phone and open the Sightseer app. Now we scroll all the way through to the basement because this is the only one we need. Push left on your joystick to show the primary target. This is gonna be in a glass cage, or if you have the bear bonds, they're gonna be in the vault and you see somebody put something into the vault. Close the app and get yourself caught or jump down the tower, so you can respawn at the airstrip and head back to the city. Find a new session and enter the Kozatska and go to the planning screen. Here we're gonna start up the first preps. For the preps, a couple things are important and some things you don't even have to do for the final. First of all, we don't have to do anything from disruption. We can just completely skip that. Then when you head over in equipment, we also don't have to do the demolition charges because this will get you caught if you use them on the island. We start with the plasma cutter. When you enter the building, you immediately open your phone and take a picture. When you have done this, just turn around and leave the building. Head over to the second location you get. At the second location there will be a couple enemies that you have to take out before you can get the plasma cutter. As soon as you have the plasma cutter, just fly back to your Kozatska and we're gonna start up the next prep. The next prep that we're gonna start up will be the fingerprint cloner. Watch out when entering the building because there will be a couple enemies inside that will shoot you if you didn't turn off the cameras. Once you have taken out these enemies, head over to the laptop. Once you have taken out the enemies, head over to the laptop and hack the laptop. When you have done this, head over to the second location you get. At the second location, walk all the way to the back. The fingerprint cloner will be in the back. Once you have collected it, you can leave the building. Head back over to the Kozatska and we're gonna start the next prep. For the next prep, we're gonna start the cutting torch. When you arrive at the building site, look for a hard hat. Equip the hard hat. This will make you invisible to the guards as long as you don't shoot them. When you found the cutting torch, bring it back to the Kozatska so we can start another prep. For the next prep, we're gonna do the weapons. First, I recommend you to buy the suppressors. This is gonna cost you 5,000, but is essential in completing the heist undetected. Choosing a loadout for the weapons is completely your own preference, and you can take whatever you want. Okay, when you get the mission, when you have to go to the Meriwether HQ, just skip this mission and immediately find another session. This mission will take way too long because you have to follow the Valkyrie helicopter to one of the 3 spots in the north of the map, and you have to take out some enemies from Meriwether and fly all the way back. This will cost you a lot of time because this Valkyrie is flying so slow. Just immediately skip this mission and find a new session until you get another mission for the weapons. When you get the other mission for the weapons, it's gonna bring you to an office. Enter this office through the roof. It's gonna be the easiest, and park your helicopter of course on the roof. Don't jump out of your helicopter because you will need it. When you enter the office, there's gonna be a lot of enemies. Take them out one by one until you can reach the gun locker. When trying to open the gun locker, it will block and you have to find the laptop. The laptop is gonna be on the desk next to you. There you have to hack the laptop to open the gun locker. When the locker opens, grab the weapons and head back to the roof. There you can get your helicopter and fly back to the Kozatska to deliver the weapons. When you have done this, we can start the next prep. For the next prep, we're gonna do the approach vehicle. We need the long fin. When you start this mission, you have to head over to one of the police stations in the city. When you're almost at the police station, Pavel's gonna send you a message that he located a couple trucks. They will show up on your map. On your map you will see 3 trucks. 2 will be together and 1 will be alone. Always go to the one that's alone because this is the Phantom Wedge. When you arrive at the location of the Phantom Wedge, there will be a couple enemies that you have to take out before you can take this truck. This truck will make it way easier when you collect the long fin because you're gonna get a wanted level. When you have taken out the enemies, enter the truck and head back over to the police station. When you arrive at the police station, you have to try and steal the long fin. When you got the long fin, head over to the next checkpoint. The next checkpoint is always gonna be at the same place in the harbor. When you arrive at a checkpoint and you still have a wanted level, just park the long fin on the checkpoint and get out of the truck. Let the police kill you so you can respawn without a wanted level and drive the long fin over the checkpoint. After this, we are completely ready to start the final. For the final, enter the same things as I enter on the screen. For the infiltration point, I always use main dock. For the compound entry point, it's the drainage tunnel. Escape point doesn't really matter. I always also set it to main dock, but we are not gonna escape through the main dock. Time of day is your own preference, but I like it in day. Make sure to check your weapon loadout one more time if you have equipped the suppressors, because this is necessary to do this undetected. Once spawn in on the long fin, just make a left turn. First, we're gonna go to the airstrip to get our secondary loot and fill up the loot bag. When you're at the airstrip, try to dock your boat so you can immediately enter the boat again and drive away with it. Watch out and don't beach the long fin. If you beach the long fin, you have to start over. Get out of the boat and go right immediately. Here will be a guard walking patrol. Don't take out the guard. The camera will catch you. Wait for the guard to walk away, so you can take out the camera. Don't immediately shoot the camera when the guard is around the corner because he will hear you shooting the camera. Once you have taken out the camera, go to the guard and take out the guard. When you have taken out the guard, follow the same path I take. Walk up to the stone fence. Here you will see that the roof is missing a tiny piece. Climb up the fence and then climb up the roof. Once you're on the roof, you can take out the guard that is walking patrol in the house. Then after you have taken out that guard, wait for the camera to turn the other way and then take out the camera. When you have done this all, you can walk up to the fence and use the cutting torch to break open the fence. Here you can start looting the secondary loot. When you have different types of secondary loot at the airstrip, make sure to check the beginning of the video where I explained how quick your bag is going to be filled up with which type of different secondary loot. Here I will only take 1 stack of cash, because at the hangar I have a different type of secondary loot that is worth more than only the cash. When done looting, make your way back to the stone wall in the corner. Here you can climb over the wall and head over to the hangar. When walking to the hangar, make sure to watch out for the guard that walks patrol in front of the hangar. As soon as he passes the entrance of the hangar, go into the hangar. When you have entered the hangar, make sure to walk all the way to the back to the fence and cut it open with your cutting torch. Loot the secondary loot that you need to fill up your bag. Now for the other loot in the hangar, we need the forklift. With the forklift we can pick up the crate and put it up so we can make a ramp. With this ramp we can climb over the fence where the secondary loot is on the top level in the hangar. Follow the same things I do with the forklift so you can build the ramp to get the secondary loot. Climb on the forklift and then climb over the fence so you can cut open the next fence with your cutting torch and get your secondary loot that you need to fill up your bag. Once you have done all of this, you can climb back over the fence and leave the hangar. Watch out for the guard that is walking patrol in front of the hangar. Make sure that he passes and then you can leave the hangar and get back to the long fin. If you dock your long fin well, then it will still be next to the beach. It can happen that your long fin drifted off farther up the sea. You can try to swim to it, but if it's too far, just start over and try to dock it better the next time. Once you're back in your long fin, we're gonna head over to the drainage tunnel. When you arrive at the drainage tunnel, just jump out of your long fin and dive to the drainage tunnel. Make sure to press right on your controller to equip the rebreather. Cut open the gate and swim all the way to the back of the drainage tunnel. Okay, there are two ways to get the primary target. One is with keys and one is without keys. To obtain the keys you have to kill some guards. These guards will mainly be around the main mansion. If you kill one of these guards, there's a high chance that they drop some keys. If you get these keys, you can open the side doors of the basement, compared to going through the office and then to the basement. First I'm gonna show you the way if you want to do it with keys, and then I'm gonna show you the one without keys. There are going to be timestamps for both ways, so if you want to do the one with keys, you can skip the one without keys, and if you want to do the one without keys, you can skip the one with keys. Okay, make sure to pay attention the route I take, because as soon as you spawn in, the guards start walking and they will be in different locations if you take too long when you spawn in. Once you're at the mansion, you can take out your gun. This is one of the guards that's walking up here that we can take out, and maybe he will drop the keys. If this guard doesn't drop the keys, it's gonna be the next guard around the corner, or it can be the guard that's walking down the stairs. As you see here, this guard around the corner drops the keys. Now I have the keys and I can go to the side of the building and enter the basement through the side. Once you have entered the basement through the side, there will be a lock. This lock will need a fingerprint scanner. Let me explain the fingerprint scanner. The fingerprint is divided in 8 sections. The top part is the number 1 and the bottom part is number 8. If you skip through the fingerprint sections, there will be 8 different parts of the fingerprint. As shown on screen, number 1 is the top and number 8 is the bottom. If you follow the same as I do on the screen, you will unlock the fingerprint scanner. Now what I'm gonna show you is an additional part to make some more cash, but you don't have to do this. If you head up to the office, behind some photos there will be a vault that contains some extra cash. You can get this cash and make some extra money, but this is not necessary for the Elite Challenge. If you want to do this, just know that you have to do another fingerprint scanner that takes up 3 fingerprints. In the hard mode, this even takes up 4 fingerprints. This will take a lot of time, but if you want to do this and make some extra cash, then you can do it. Also, this defeats the purpose of the key entrance because you're gonna end up in the office anyway. Now that I'm back down in the basement, I'm gonna head over to the vault and cut open the vault with the cutting torch. When you have the glass cage, you're gonna need the plasma cutter. When you have the vault, Pavel's gonna send you a code that you need to remember and put in the vault to open the vault. A tip for the plasma cutter is that you go all the way up till the red and then let go of your button. Repeat this a couple times and this will be the quickest to get the primary loot. Once you have the primary target, you can head back the same way you came into the basement. Make sure to take the same route that I take in this video and head up on the stairs to the exit. Okay, and now the way to do it without keys. Okay, we take the same path as the method with keys. The only difference now is that we're not gonna kill any guards around the mansion. When you arrive at the main building of the mansion, just make sure that the first guard walks away so you can walk behind it. The second guard is already facing the other way so you can also walk behind it. For the third guy, you have to watch what I do on screen. We're gonna basically hug a piece of wall so he cannot see us. When the third guard passes us, we can continue to the office. Make sure to check behind the paintings and the photos on the wall to grab a tiny bit of extra cash. Now we're gonna head over to the elevator and we have to do the fingerprint cloner. The fingerprint cloner has 8 sections that divides up the fingerprint. The first one is gonna be the top part of the fingerprint and the number 8 is gonna be the last part of the fingerprint. If you scroll between the fingerprint pieces, you're gonna see that it in the end connects as one fingerprint. If you start with the top part in every section and then just go to the side like the numbers I shown in the video, then you're gonna make a perfect fingerprint every time. When you complete the fingerprint scanner, the elevator is gonna unlock and we can go into the basement. When we're in the basement, we head over to the vault to get the primary loot. When you have the glass cage, you're gonna need the plasma cutter. When you have the vault, Pavel is gonna send you a message with a code that you have to remember and put into the vault to open the vault. A tip for the plasma cutter, go all the way into the red and then let go of your button completely. Repeat this a couple times and that is the quickest way to get the primary loot. Once you have the primary loot, we're gonna head back the way we came into the basement. When you leave the office, the guards are gonna still be in the same position, except the first guard at the main mansion, so watch out for this guard. Make sure that he doesn't face you, and then you can jump over the fence. And then head over to the exit. When we are outside of the mansion, take out the guard in front of you and hop on the bike. Follow the same route I take in this video. We don't have to go to the main dock, even though that is our exit point. What we do is gonna jump off the island and we're just gonna swim away from the island to finish this heist. When you jump into the water, just dive as deep as possible. Equip your rebreather and swim away as far as possible from the island. You will get notified that the body has been found. This always happens, probably because you are swimming away instead of going to the main dock. Even though this doesn't matter, and just keep swimming because you're gonna finish the heist. Only what this does is gonna send a buzzer to your location. If you're lucky, it doesn't shoot you, and if you're unlucky, it's gonna hit you once and then you're gonna finish the mission. And that is how you do the CAYO Perico heist in 2025.